What was that? Alright you guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Desmo Marcel. This is my Street Fighter 848 and we're just going out for a little ride. Actually, that's not true. We're going to do the follow-up video to the 5 things that I love about this bike, to the 5 things that I hate about this bike. And there's not a whole lot that I hate about it, but there are some things that irk me, some things that I don't love about it, or some things that can be improved upon. So that is going to be what we do today. So stay tuned. If I can ever get out of this traffic. Okay, here we go. The 5 things that I hate about my bike. And I use the word hate, but how can you hate your own bike? I mean, look at it. Just look at it. In the sun, the carbon fiber shine. Oh man, it looks so good. Okay, so some of the things that I dislike or don't like or hate about my bike. Number 1 is the fact that Ducati did not make a Corsa, an Evo, a S model for this bike. So none of the 848s came with any special wheels, none of them came with any special suspension, so you got, you know, all the base stuff. The 848 Superbike came as a Evo Corsa, aluminum tank. You could do some stuff like that, but there was no special model for the 848, so that is kind of a bummer. I wish they would have done some homologated or special, a little extra something for the 848 model, because it just is a great bike. I mean, everybody loves the 1098. It's a wheelie monster. It's a powerhouse. It's a naughty bike. This bike is a little bit more, I feel, balanced, comfortable, and handles better. So there are some pluses about this bike over the 1098 in my opinion. So that's number 1. And that leads me to number 2, that we have these Enkei wheels in the back, which are heavier. They're not forged aluminum. I think they're cast. They're cool wheels, but I wish there was an option, which I'll get to, that they would have done for this bike that was like the Marchesini wheels that the 1098S has. So having some forged aluminum wheels would have been plus for this bike. I think this bike needs it. Well, it doesn't need it, but I think it would benefit from it greatly. And plus, they just look good. So that's number 2. Number 3 is going to take us to and you're going to notice the theme here. There's no top mount steering damper, which the 1098S has, of course. You can convert something and get a piece here and do a whole conversion from the 1098S to get onto the 848, but it's not a straightforward conversion. It's not like you could just get those parts and put it on. There's a little bit of finagling and a little bit of customizing that needs to be done in order to make it work, or at least that's my understanding. So that would be number 3. Number 4 takes us to the front shock, front suspension. I think these are Marzocchi forks. Correct me if I'm wrong, or I'll put the correction in here. I can't remember. But there's really no option to put Öhlins front suspension on this. You can't buy any Öhlins suspension as far as I've researched. There are no options to do that. You can do it for the 1098S. You can do it for the 1098, of course. And so my understanding, in order to get Öhlins front suspension on this bike, I would have to remove this top triple and put a 1098 top triple, or maybe even both triples from the 1098 onto this bike, which would be a little bit different rake, I think, and there might be a different size on the millimeters for the holes there. But I would have to do that in order to get the front suspension onto or the Öhlins suspension onto this bike, which that would change more things. Of course, you know, it might change the brake setup, which I'd be fine with, and it might change, if that's the case, it might change this. I believe these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, these are 5-hole wheels and brakes. It would change it to 6 holes wheels and brakes for the Öhlins suspension, I believe. Not 100% sure on that, but there's a lot of, you know, changing that goes on there when you do that. So that is number 4, and number 5 is just going to take me to this guy right here. This little sucker. That check engine light. There is, I don't know if these things have many electrical gremlins or not. My old Monster didn't really have any electrical gremlins. I know some of the 916 series, like the 996 and 998 had some, or 748 too, had some things that were just kind of wonky electrical gremlins. So maybe that's what that is. I don't know why that check engine light is on, and it's a bit frustrating that the dash died. And if you look up, you know, on Ducati forums like dead dash or anything like that, it's a thing that happens. I don't think it's happening a ton. I don't think it's happening to every bike. It's probably like a small percentage of them. But it is a bummer for that to happen and have to replace the dash and it be such an issue. And so now that check engine light is on, I don't know what to do yet. So like I said in my last video, I flashed the ECU, I wiped it clean, I erased it, I put the stock map on it, then I put the performance map on it, and both of those things, nothing worked. It didn't get rid of it. So that's something to look into. But yeah, I'll have to take it back in and see if they can figure it out in a shop, or maybe I'll have to take it down to Ducati, which my nearest dealership is about 2 hours away from me, so or just less than that. So we'll see what that is. I would like that to go away. I don't want a check engine light on there. I want it to be there when I know that there's something wrong, or if there is something wrong, I want it to tell me what it is and I can figure it out, but not be some random code that, you know, the Ducati software can't see or can't erase or can't get rid of. So that's a bit frustrating. I would say that's the main thing that I hate. But the bike runs great, and there's nothing wrong with it that I can tell. So I'm enjoying riding it while I can, and I would like it to have some forged aluminum wheels. Carbon fiber would be amazing, but that's not really in the budget unless you guys want to kick down some money. No, I'm just kidding. So forged aluminum wheels. This is the rear small hub on these bikes. The 1098 has a large hub, so those Marchesini wheels won't fit directly to it. And plus, there's a 5-bolt pattern on these, and the other ones are 6-bolt. So there's a difference there. But you can either change the hub in the rear, so that's an option, or you can go with, there was only one bike that was a small hub bike that had the Marchesini wheels, pretty much the same ones that the 1098S has and the 1198. Well, actually the 1198 is a little bit different, but and that's the Hypermotard 1100S, which that bike was a small hub in the rear, so that's a straight transfer onto this bike. So that is what I want to get on here, is some of those Hypermotard 1100S Marchesini wheels. I would love to put some OZs on it. Those are amazing. They're gold, and I mean, well, at least the ones I would like are gold. They also come in black and silver, and maybe titanium. I don't know, but yeah, those Marchesini wheels on the 1100S are what I'm planning to do on this bike eventually, is to get those guys on here. It'll look nice, and possibly, maybe, I don't know, even do some powder coating on those. So we'll see. But yeah, you guys, that's the 5 things that I dislike about my bike, and some of the things that I plan to do to rectify that. The Öhlins, we'll see. Definitely going to be putting a rear Öhlins shock in the back, because that's a straight swap and that's an easy one to do. And I can source that pretty easily. The front's going to be a different story. I'll have to figure something else out there. And oh yeah, we did get our, I don't know if you saw in the other video, but we got an LED front headlight in here, matches the colors, so I'm happy with that. We're doing good there. And yeah, that's where we're at right now. So thanks for watching the video, you guys. If you're not already, please subscribe or share, and comment down below, and give the video a like if you so choose. And we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace. Told him that I gotta go, dog. I'm riding the road, y'all. I think that I'm back in my bag now. So I need to go, y'all. Got his link doing the fastball. Just too quick for it. What was that? What the hell was that? I got a 10-2, car payments and a rent due. Told y'all that I'm 6 foot, but with the money statement I'm 10-2. Too much that I've been through.